From 1904 until the early 1960s, Major League Baseball teams played a 154-game regular season. In 1961, the American League expanded to 10 teams, with the National League following suit a year later. Each league would soon expand to a 162-game schedule, which is still in effect today. Baseball purists, ever mindful of the game's obsession with statistics, were hesitant to accept the lengthened season. Wouldn't every MLB record soon be broken? But the increased revenue for teams and franchise expansion that followed eased any criticisms. Now the National Football League is proposing an expanded regular season schedule from 16 games to 18. Some familiar criticisms are coming to the forefront. So if the NFL schedule were to expand, how would that work? Here's the 20-game schedule the New England Patriots will take on in 2019. 4 preseason games and 16 regular season games, not including the playoffs. According to the Wall Street Journal, NFL owners have fired the opening salvo in current CBA negotiations, proposing an 18-game schedule, one that would limit players to playing in only 16 of those games. So looking at the Patriots, that would push 2 of those preseason contests into the regular season, but deny Tom Brady and all of New England's starting squad from playing in 2 of them. That inherently raises many questions. First, what happens to the preseason? The more injuries that occur in the 4-week exhibition period, the more players and fans have advocated to shorten the preseason or nix it altogether. One possible scenario is to continue with the 20-game schedule, making 18 of them regular season contests and just 2 of them preseason, increasing revenue for the season while keeping players' required work generally the same. Another question, what does that mean for player safety? They're looking at it like, hey, get back into the mine and start mining coal, NFLPA President Eric Winston told the Wall Street Journal. From alterations to kickoffs, to targeting rules, to QB-specific protections, the NFL has been taking player safety seriously after the NFL's concussion settlement in 2013. Adding 2 more games carries inherent risk that the NFLPA will have to consider. But with fewer preseason games and players only permitted to play 16 games, could the players actually be at lower risk? Another question revolves around roster size. How big will they get? This proposal requires teams to rely on their depth. Currently, NFL teams are limited to a 53-man roster. If a team carries 9 offensive linemen on game day, will that number go up to 12 signed players for the extra games? More? It does offer NFL GMs interesting possibilities when it comes to filling out rosters. And think about those players who don't make the 53-man roster, the ones you see getting cut on HBO's Hard Knocks every year. More of those players stand to get an opportunity with expanded rosters. Next, would some players need to be exempt from the 16-game limit? This is an important question, especially for the quarterback position. Imagine the Patriots being forced to sit Tom Brady for 2 games, handing over the reins to Brian Hoyer. Would fans and pundits be on board, especially if those games mattered in the standings? The Journal's report says key players would be unwilling to ride the bench when stakes are so high. But conversely, according to CBS Sports, just 31.4% of NFL players were actually available to play every game last season. Would sitting 11% of these new games really matter all that much when 69% of the league missed at least 1 game in 2018? Finally, why is this needed? The easy answer is money. An 18-game schedule allows the NFL to further chop up their TV rights in any fashion they see necessary to increase profit. Although current season ticket holders are normally required to purchase an 18-game plan, those 2 home preseason games included, owners won't be looking at partially empty stadiums for that extra regular season home game, increasing their individual revenue. An NFLPA study projects adding 2 games could add $2.5 billion to NFL revenue. The NFL and NFLPA will continue negotiations this month on a deal that doesn't expire until after the 2020 season. The players would have some major questions when it comes to compensation, especially if roster sizes were to increase dramatically. There are many questions about an 18-game NFL schedule, but that's how it would work.